2025 CLIA Global Cruise Line webinar series. We're excited to be joining you today with Royal Caribbean. My name is Johanna de Guzman, and I am the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA. Before we dive into today's presentation, I want to quickly cover a few housekeeping items. We encourage you to engage actively by submitting your questions through the questions module, and if time permits, we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. For those of you who might miss today's live session or want to review content later, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce your presenter, Anthony Milaro, who is Royal Caribbean International's Director of Business Development Support, Host Travel Partner, and Trade Relations. Within the cruise industry's largest sales organization, Anthony oversees more than 30 inside sales representatives who provide day-to-day strategic support to valued travel advisors and agencies across the United States and Canada. The industry veteran with 29 years at Royal Caribbean has been integral in the growth of the cruise line's dedicated business development operation and network of relationships with host travel partner agencies and at-home travel professionals. Anthony currently serves as the co-chair of ASTA's Proud Partner Committee, which is dedicated to supporting ASTA's initiatives and the CLIA travel and the travel agent distribution system. And with that, take it away, Anthony.
Joanna, thank you very, very much. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. I cannot believe we are in mid-September. Fall foliage, if you're in the Northeast, is rapidly approaching, if not already there. And here in the Southeast, the hurricane season is brewing around and rain every day, but it is still sun shining and about 88 degrees, so I cannot complain at all. I'm really, really excited to be here with all of you today. We have a packed agenda. We're going to run through what's new at Royal Caribbean, and I could probably spend 3 hours just on what's new, but I'm going to condense that down. I'm going to probably speak very quickly, but I encourage you to post as many questions as you possibly can. And then, so about half of the presentation is going to be dedicated to what's new. And then the other half is going to be dedicated to kind of a Groups 101, a very quick session on how to grow your groups with Royal Caribbean. And I think by the end of that, once you see how you can really grow your business exponentially through groups, I don't think there will be any question as to what you're going to be doing next. So let's dive right in. As you know, Star of the Seas, our brand new Icon class ship, is in service, now sailing out of Port Canaveral. And you can see here that all of the itineraries that we do, these are 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean, and they all touch on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So you can get your fill of the brand new Star of the Seas and go back to your old favorite, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Then we have Legend of the Seas. That is going to be arriving in the summer of 2026. It's going to be the first Icon class ship to sail in Europe. It's going to do a season starting in Barcelona, and it's going to do Palma de Mallorca, Provence, Rome, Naples. This is a great, what I would consider a beginner Western Mediterranean itinerary. So for those that perhaps have never cruised before, and even more so, maybe they have not been to Europe, not only do they get the best of the best in cruising, but they also get a great itinerary that is packed with destinations. There's only one day at sea, and they get this incredible smattering of that Western Mediterranean. Then she'll be coming over in the winter right out of Fort Lauderdale. So she'll be doing 6- and 8-night sailings. And again, every single itinerary will touch on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So lots of great things for your clients to look forward to there. And I'm going to talk a little bit about amplification and what does it mean to be amplified. So there's going to be several ships next year that are going to go through what we call a royal amplification, and this is really just a major zhuzh of the ships that are already amazing and the ones that you already love, we're going to go ahead and add in a bunch of new features. We're going to start with Ovation of the Seas. She's going to do her first season in Alaska in 2026. So we'll have Ovation of the Seas there. A completely refreshed pool deck with casitas. We're going to have expanded dining options with Izumi, Giovanni's, and of course Starbucks will be there. And then in the evening, we're going to have the Pesky Parrot, which is a huge, huge hit on Utopia of the Seas. We'll have a new music venue called the Sound Cellar. So I'm looking forward to hearing on that. And something that's really, really popular among our customers now, they want to be able to spend more time in the casino. So we're going to be expanding those casino areas as well. And then we're going to be adding an ultimate family suite as well as a panoramic suite. We're moving over to Harmony of the Seas. It's going to sail out of Port Canaveral in the summer of 2026. It's going to do a short season, what we're calling a mini season out of Barcelona from May to July. So these ships, when they get revitalized and refurbished, the only facilities large enough to handle them are over in Europe. So we start here with a mini season, and you can see the expanded solarium, lime and coconut that's been hugely popular on our Oasis class ships. We're bringing in a Samba Grill, which is a Brazilian steakhouse. Again, you see that Pesky Parrot there. We're adding Playmakers Sports Bar and updated shows, casino. We're going to be bringing in laser tag, that's hugely popular. And then again, accommodations of an ultimate family suite, panoramic suite, and the ultimate panoramic suite. Then moving on over to Liberty of the Seas. So this is a beautiful Freedom class ship. Already has a lot of amazing features with water slides and the flow rider and all that good stuff. But we're going to be completely renovating the pool deck area, adding lime and coconut. And you can see here we're expanding the dining options with Izumi, El Loco Fresh, and we're going to be adding an escape room and again that expanded casino. And these are going to be sailing, actually going to start the summer in Southampton, and then going to come back over to the States in the fall and the winter. So let's take a look ahead. I mean, that's a lot of excitement. Where not only are we upgrading the best ships in our fleet, and we're bringing you now private destinations. It started with Perfect Day at Coco Cay in December. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, a little bit more about this in a moment, but we're going to be bringing you the Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island in Nassau. In 2026, we're going to have Royal Beach Club Cozumel, and there you see Legend of the Seas will be joining us next year as well. And then in 2027, we have lots to look forward to there as well. We have our 4th Icon class ship yet to be named. And then, of course, Perfect Day Mexico, which is going to be an absolute showstopper. I'm going to tease you a little bit on that one as well. 2028, you can look forward to our Oasis Lucky 7. That's the 7th in the series there. Moving right along to the ships that are sailing in 2026, we're going to have 21 Caribbean ships, 21 ships in the Caribbean, 6 in Europe, 4 in Alaska, 5 sailing from the West Coast, and that includes Seattle, that includes LA, that includes San Diego as well, 4 in the Northeast between Baltimore and Cape Liberty, 2 from Australia, and 1 in Asia. So 300 destinations worldwide in over 80 countries. I think it's pretty safe to say that no matter where your clients want to go, we have an itinerary that will fit their needs. So you might be asking yourself, Anthony, or maybe you're asking me, Anthony, where can I find all this information? If you go to loyaltyalways.com, one of my favorite locations on loyaltyalways.com is our deployment resources. So here you'll be able to click on deployment, and it will actually open up not only these summary guides, it'll give you every single destination that we go to, and then there's an individual flyer created for each destination, for each ship and itinerary that we sail to. So this is really, really in-depth. You can print those off, you can email them to your clients. And oh, check this out. This is hot off the press. We just announced that we're going to be opening our, I can't believe I'm saying this, but 2027, so April of 2027 through April of 2028 deployment will be open starting the week of October 20th. And you can kind of see how this breaks down here with starting with Alaska, then Europe the week of the 27th. Then we have the week of November 3rd, we're going to be opening up all of our 7-night and short Caribbean year-round product, followed by the Northeast, California, and Texas, and so on down the line. So we're opening up earlier than we ever have. That's one thing that we've heard loud and clear, is that your clients are looking to sail and to book a little bit further in the future. So this is a good thing. And we're going to have plenty of product available for your clients to sell. And so you, again, may be asking, where can I find this? loyaltyyoualways.com, click on that deployment tab, and that's where you'll find it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about ultimate destinations. You've heard Vicky's Coffee Talk, you've heard and seen it on social media. It's been talked about quite a bit, right? So what I hope to do in the next couple of slides here is really help you understand what is the difference between a perfect day, a Royal Beach Club, and a Royal exclusive beach destination. Okay, so think of it this way. When you have Perfect Day, you all know and love Perfect Day. That is a port of call, but not just any port of call, right? This is the best and the most highly rated private destinations on planet Earth. So started with Perfect Day Coco Cay. We're going to move into Perfect Day Mexico. I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a moment. And then Royal Beach Club. What are Royal Beach Clubs? Think of those as a shore excursion for your clients. Not just any shore excursion, of course, but these are ultimate beach days. They're all inclusive and totally exclusive to Royal Caribbean. So I don't want to steal my thunder. In a moment, I'll share what's going to be so exciting about Perfect Day Paradise. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island. See, I can't even get it out. I'm so excited. And then you have the Royal Exclusive Beach Destination. So these are destinations that match the vibe and mood of the destinations that we're visiting. So Labadee, for example, is an enclave off the on the coast of Haiti, and it is our own private destination. This is kind of where beachside, beach mountainside, lots of activities, but really peaceful mountain. Very heavily treed and just a nice serene location. And then Lalepa will be similar, and that will be our first exclusive island destination in the Southern Hemisphere. And so I will show you that in just a moment. So let me go back to Perfect Day Mexico. This is going to be the showstopper of all showstoppers. It's going to be at the port of Costa Maya, and so we've purchased a big piece of that area, if you will. It's coming in 2027, and this is going to be the biggest, the baddest, the boldest destination that we've ever dreamed up. Over 30 water slides at local water park, including the tallest water slides in North and South America. The longest lazy river, over 1 mile long, actually would take you 56 minutes. I don't know how they've timed this already, but would take you 56 minutes from start to finish to float throughout that mile range. You can get on and off as you wish. There's going to be raging rapids, and then there'll be these really calm, serene areas as well. 12 places to eat, 24 bars and areas, including 6 swim-up bars in the various locations that we have. So when it comes to all-time family time, you can't get any more perfect than Perfect Day Mexico. So stay tuned for that one. All right, so Royal Beach Club Paradise Island. This is very, very close to debuting. It's going to debut in December of 2025. So if you've ever sailed to Nassau, and as you're cruising into Nassau Harbor, on the left-hand side, you'll see a lighthouse. And there's this long stretch of land there. It's actually a 17-acre stretch of land. This is a complete partnership with the Bahamian people, and they have actual ownership along with Royal Caribbean in this destination. It is absolutely stunning. It's going to be amazing. And imagine clients coming in or vacationers coming in and asking, hey, can I go to that island? Well, if they're on Royal Caribbean, they can. If they're not going to be able to. So it is going to be pretty special. Again, what I mentioned before, it's all included. So there are on Chill Beach, there's 2 different beaches, but you'll have a restaurant at each zone, if you will, or neighborhood, and it is all inclusive. There's going to be 2 different packages. So for those that want the ultimate all-inclusive package, including alcoholic beverages and all of that, that would be priced at one price. And then if you've got clients that don't drink alcohol, there'll be a lower priced option, and you can still have the option of purchasing alcoholic beverages a la carte if you wish as well. So the main takeaway from here that I want you to get is that it is all inclusive. Once you buy that ticket, it will include your transportation to and from. It includes all of your towels, and the towels are located on the island, so you don't have to bring them back and forth. It includes lockers, Wi-Fi, all of the games, umbrellas, beach chairs, all of that. Live music everywhere around the island. And then there will be cabanas that will be available for purchase for guests that want to have a more exclusive and a more luxurious experience. So here you can kind of see the island, how it's spread out here. You've got Family Beach, and again, each area will have its own swim-up bar and pool, in addition to the Paradise Grill and food options, cabana options that will be there at Family Beach. Then you have Party Cove, so you've got those clients that really want to just, jam to live music all day long. This is going to be the largest swim-up bar in the Caribbean, and actually, I might even say the world's largest. It's not just the Caribbean, it's throughout the world. Then you have Chill Beach, so this is for your clients that really want to kind of relax and take a moment, but again, with its own swim-up bar. It'll have its own restaurants and grill and bar, and then the beach and pool cabanas that will be there and available as well. So it's an all-inclusive experience. It is exclusive to Royal Caribbean guests only, and it's a 5-minute ferry ride right from the dock of where we dock to the Royal Beach Club. Similarly, Royal Beach Club Cozumel, this is coming in 2026. Very, very similar vibe. This is a real sprawling location, and it's going to be about a 15-minute drive right from the port, so it's an easy access there. Again, it's going to be all-inclusive, and it will be exclusive to only Royal Caribbean guests. And there is beautiful, serene Lalepa, really this absolutely stunning location. So you can kind of see where, you're not going to see water slides here. You're not going to see, tons and tons of like, that party atmosphere. This is going to be that real tranquil, and it kind of fits right in with the South Pacific and the islands that are surrounding the area. So here it's a real holistic type of experience. Lots of hiking trails, walking trails. There's a floating bar that will be there as well. But you can see here it's just a beautiful, beautiful space. So if you've got clients that are sailing those South Pacific itineraries starting in 2027, Lalepa will be exclusive for those folks. Well, we've talked about quite a bit already, believe it or not, and I want to kind of take a moment to just recap where the heck can you find all of this information, because I breezed through about an hour's worth of presentation in about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. So it can be overwhelming, but I think we do probably one of the best, if not the best, at giving you the tools that you need to really disseminate the information that is coming at you and that what your clients are asking for. So loyaltyalways.com is your place for offers, the latest news, marketing, Rallyo, training, deployment that we talked about, and we've created these microsites for the likes of Perfect Day, for Star of the Seas or Icon of the Seas, and these are really sites that you can go to and really drill deep and provide your clients with infographics and just additional information that they may be asking for. Cruising Power, on the other hand, that is where Espresso, our booking engine, lives. All of our sales and marketing tools are there, image library. If you want to pull down images, videos, B-roll, all of that is there and available. Of course, Royal Caribbean University is located there as well to be able to access. And speaking of Royal Caribbean University, that is our award-winning travel partner platform. You're going to find really easy learning modules, great rewards. You can go back to this time and time again because we have all of the recorded webinars, whether they are product related, Vicky's Coffee Talks, all of those you'll find there in a historical. There's games and challenges to keep you engaged and keep you learning in a fun atmosphere. Okay, so let's talk about ways that you can make money out there. That's, I think, why most of us are here, right? Most of you are not a not-for-profit. So let's take a look and start with some of the latest and greatest offers. So we just told you that we have 4 ships sailing in Alaska next year. And one of those ships will be doing our Alaska cruise tours. And traditionally, that's Radiance of the Seas. We will have an opportunity for you to sell your clients the combination of cruise and land going in a northbound or a southbound direction, and adding up to 6 nights on land in addition to that inside passage cruising. So here's an offer that you're going to want to take advantage of between September 15th and October 15th, up to $250 of onboard credit for your cruise tour bookings. And these are all sailings on Ovation of the Seas from May 15th to September 11th, 2026. And one that I am most excited about, and this is running through November 3rd, if you're selling suites on our ships, that in itself would be enough, but why not earn an extra $250 bonus commission while you're at it? So these are on all North and South America home port sailing. So think about where our ships sail out of in North America, whether it be LA, whether it be Tampa, whether it be up in the Northeast, or in the Southern Hemisphere. All of those itineraries are included. There's sailings from March 1st through October 1st through March 31st, 2026. So for Icon, Oasis, Quantum class ships, all of our Sky class suites are included in this. So those beautiful 2-story loft suites would be gaining you not only full commission on the cruise itself, but you're going to get an extra $250 bonus on that. And then on all other ship classes, you'll have a Grand Suite and above will also afford you this particular opportunity here. All right. Now, we have something called a Loyal to Royal sale, and basically this is an exclusive cruise sale that your agency can set up with us up to 2 times a year for up to a week at a time. So what this provides you is an additional up to $100 onboard credit for your clients, depending on the stateroom that they're in, and these are applicable to the current lowest available promotions that are out there. Any of the promotions that we offer that are outside of final payment date will apply to this. And again, you get to set the date. So you work with your strategic account manager, your business development specialist. You set the date that you want to go ahead and go out there and market and promote to your clients. And you'll have this exclusive offer that no one else will have access to. We have a customizable flyer here that you can send out digitally to your clients. You can put it in an email. You're able to put in your agency information, the booking window rather, and all of your agency information in there as well. And then exclusive to CLIA members, we have our CLIA bonus commission coupons. So if you're an agency owner, you will have the bonus commission of 25 and 50 within your like hard copy book, so to speak. And then if you, as an individual member, you will get digital $25 and $50. These are one-time use only coupons, but you can apply them on any 3 to 5 night sailing for the $25. That sail on or after January 1st of 2025. And we renew these every year. And then you'll have a $50 one for 6 nights and longer on any sailing departing January 1st, 2025 or after. So that's a nice perk that's available to all of you. All right. So I'm going to take one deep breath. I'm going to let you soak it all in for a moment here. I know that was a lot of information in a very short amount of time, but it's okay because this is recorded and you'll be able to get to go back to it. We have so much more exciting things to talk about, and now I want to sit and challenge you and everyone on this call to ask yourself, where in the world would I like to go? What I find is that when you choose what you're most passionate about, that one destination that you absolutely want to see, if you want to go there, there's a good chance that friends or family or others will want to go there with you as well. So you start with something in a destination that you're really passionate about. I really want to go here. And then you find the Royal Caribbean cruise that goes there, in addition to other locations as well. And you start building that group from there. So what is a group? Well, at Royal Caribbean, it's pretty simple. A group is basically a group of people booked together into a group shell. And all you need is a minimum of 8 staterooms. So if it's 16 guests, however, if they're singles and they're paying 200%, you could have a group of 8 staterooms with 8 singles, and that would still constitute a group for you. They're going to get additional benefits that I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. You're going to earn extra commission with something called a TC, or a tour conductor credit. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Your clients will get additional rewards with our Group Amenity Plus program, and that's that rewards or GAP program. They'll take advantage of special group rates, and you'll have advantageous group rates that you can market and promote. And there's obviously tons of group activities and events that you can not only plan for your group while on board that are exclusive to your group, but groups that you can tap into. And if there's a group out there, you can pretty much bet that they would want to come together and they would want to sail on a Royal Caribbean ship. All right, so let's talk about why groups for a moment. First and foremost, expanding your client base, right? Groups are really the best generators for referrals. Think about this, and I think Vicki says this all the time, and you've probably heard it from her. So I will quote from Vicki. Always ask that question of who else would like to sail with you? So you've got a client and you're talking to them about a location or destination. That next question is, do you have anyone else that would like to sail with you, or who else would like to sail with you? Now you're getting the client thinking about not just that one sail, but the sale of many. And you're also fulfilling a need from the client, because what we find is that about 1 in 3 of our guests are celebrating something special on board. So there's another great group opportunity and a way to bring people together is if they're celebrating. And it's not just a birthday or an anniversary or things like that. You have people that are celebrating 10 years of being cancer-free, for example, right? So folks that are celebrating or hitting a milestone of some sort, they really will travel together in groups, and they want you to help them do that. It's also going to accelerate your business. We never want to turn down any business. One booking or two booking, those are great. But booking at least 8 cabins or more for one sailing increases your overall business. And again, kind of asking that additional question of who else would want to sail with you, you can see how quickly these will multiply. It's going to help you generate repeat in future business. Your clients are going to be so impressed with all that you did for them that they'll become loyal and continue to rebook their group with you and have you book their travels in other areas. So it may start with a cruise, and then they may want to go and do that safari in Africa, right? So in a lot of ways, think about it from a short cruise perspective. One of the reasons why we put now Utopia of the Seas, Wonder of the Seas, our biggest, best hardware in that short cruise market is because we're finding and cultivating a lot of brand new to cruise customers, and they start out in that short cruise world, and then they expand out to 7 nights and longer. But as they become your customer and you've created loyalty with them, they then will trust you to book other trips and vacations as well. And then lastly, it's going to increase the bottom line. So, for every 16 guests, we mentioned that for every 8 staterooms, you're going to earn that tour conductor credit. It's basically a free berth, a free money, and that is taken as an average of the staterooms that you have booked in your group. We take an average of that, and that is for every 8, that is the amount that's earned. And that will come back to you as commission at the end of the sailing. All right, so let's go over some guidelines here, and let's talk about group types. Let's see, we've talked about how important it is to build your group business. We've talked about how and the questions to ask about building your group business, but what types of groups are there out there, right? Probably the most common would be that affinity group, right? That's that one that could be a family or friends, somebody sailing with a common interest. These groups may want onboard events, they may want conference space, and so that's one opportunity for you, right? Promotional groups, you may see, again, we talked at the very beginning, I want to go to Aruba, and here's a ship that goes to Aruba. So you may want to build a promotional group. You don't have anyone else in mind just yet, but you look at the ship, you look at the sailing date, it's at a great value. I'm going to lock in that date. Maybe it's centered around a holiday or kids out of school and things like that. That would be your promotional group, and that is promoted to the public in general through your email database, through postcard mailings, Facebook, you name it, right? Then you have incentive groups. So if you work with companies, this could be a law office, this could be a realtor, this could be a car dealership, anything like that, where they may incentivize their employees to break records and gain results. These are also great ways for you to build groups and different types of groups. And then you might have these really large group opportunities that require contracts. These are typically groups of more than 200 staterooms, and there's special perks that come along with that as well, and I'll talk to you about that in just a moment. So this diagram, if you will, is really just illustrating how a group works, right? So you start off with the group department or an espresso, and you're building an empty group shell, and then held space that's unnamed, guaranteed, but it's guaranteed space and rates, so it's not necessarily a stateroom specific, but it's a guaranteed stateroom. You're holding that space in your group shell, and it locks in the rate and it locks in the category that you've blocked. You haven't named anybody in there yet. Then as people start booking into it and you start naming the space, you start adding names, you start adding full deposit, and that is after 30 days. So you have up to 30 days to put names and deposit on those staterooms as you're bringing in that name space. This is when they will be assigned their group benefits. And so in there we go. Yeah, you can see how those are moving in from held space to named space, as opposed to just individual reservations where it's a simple transaction. You get the name, you get the deposit, and you get a specific assigned stateroom right away. So hopefully that puts a bit more of kind of a visual of how that works and how the flow of a group works. Your deposit groups, those are between 8 and 50 staterooms, with a $50 refundable deposit within 30 days of the group creation, and you start naming that space as we just showed in the previous screen. You get 4, we talked about gap points, those group amenity points. You will earn 4 of those, and I'll show you in just a moment what those can be used for. Some of the benefits of groups in general is that complimentary group space, right? So if your group is looking to have a private meeting or gathering or get together, many of our ships have conference rooms. All of our ships have venues large and small that can accommodate groups large and small, and there is no cost to reserving that space in advance. You do need to do it in advance, and I'll share with you the teams that you would work with to do that, but that is certainly one of the biggest benefits here. Then you have the group rewards that I just mentioned that I'm going to show you about in more detail, and these are either royal recognition, so those would be gifts or amenities that go to the guest, or you can pick amenities that come to you as the travel partner in the form of marketing funds, i.e. bonus commission. You could use that to lower your tour conductor credit ratio, so from 1 to 16, maybe down to 1 to 14, 1 to 12, and so on. And then, of course, your tour conductor credit, that's the one that we spoke about as well, where you earn that 1 credit for every 16 guests or 8 staterooms, and that is based on the average cruise fare for guests 1 and 2. All right, so remember, I mentioned group space, how it's complementary, and again, you can just see here that we have a varied and wide range of meeting and event space on board the ship, with all of the technology and AV equipment to go along with it. Depending on the group, depending on the complexity of the group, there may be service charges for anything beyond a simple HDMI connection into a video screen, or if you wanted to have food and beverage service with your group, you can do that, and there's nominal charges that are applied to that, and then of course great group activities that can be planned for your group, for your clients, and those are wide ranging. You can set up private karaoke and various things like that. All right, so I talked to you about the group amenity plus. You get those 4 gap points when you make that deposit group, when you put your $50 refundable deposit up, and so you can see here that you can choose between royal recognition gifts, which are onboard credit, bottled water, cocktail parties, bottles of wine, different treats in the stateroom, so that's the guest recognition. Or you can use those points again for dollars off, or marketing funds, We even have a fundraiser amenity where if if the group that you're working with is a registered 501c organization, charitable organization, you can use those amenity points as a fundraiser to help raise funds for that particular organization that your group is bringing on board. And then, so just I'm going to run through a couple of key points here. That 4 gap points, it is per deposit group, and again, just a minimum of 8 staterooms. Allocation of those amenity points, as long as you do it before final payment, you can change it throughout the life, but you need to make that final arrangement prior to final payment. You can even purchase additional points for $14 per stateroom, and that, you may say, well, gosh, I have 4 points, and let's say that equals $50 of onboard credit for my clients, but I really want to give them a $75 onboard credit. You can purchase additional points, which will help you get more amenities for your clients. And all of that can be found on cruisingpower.com. I'll show you just where in more detail in just a moment. All right, so how do we make the most of our groups? Obviously, there's varied dining options. You can have traditional dining where it's a set dining time, early, late, or my time. If you want them seated together, you can request that, and we'll have tables that are sizes 4, 6, and 8, kind of in the same area, and that can be arranged in advance. You can do that on Cruising Power on your own, actually, at 45 days prior to sailing. So you'll be sent that list of tables, and you can kind of work with the dining team to get that all arranged. And then you can even purchase specialty dining in advance for your groups. So if they wanted to do a VIP dinner, let's say, and it was a party of 1 to 8, they'll have access to the full menu, typically 1 table, but these specialty dinings the dining rooms traditionally don't have larger than 8 top tables. So if you have larger groups, they'll put you at separate tables, and they may even stagger the dining just so that the experience for all the guests is top-notch. This is probably my favorite slide of the whole presentation, because did you know that you can earn 10% commission on group shore excursions? Yes, I know you're saying, Anthony, but you don't pay commission on shore excursions, and you're right. Through Pre-Cruise Planner, individual bookings, we don't. But in a group, when you bring your groups, all you need is 16 guests taking that same shore excursion, and these are different. You can do a private, you can do a custom, or a shared excursion. So you can really customize this to your group and make it really, really special. And our shore excursion team will work with you right away. And as long as it's booked in the group environment and you get that set up, you can see the email there, groupshorex@rccl.com. You will be earning 10% commission on all of those qualified group shore excursions. So, and then lastly, we'll talk about those contracted rates. Remember, we talked about that. If it's a group of larger than 200 or more staterooms, the beauty of this is that, I showed a slide earlier that we're opening deployment in Alaska for 2027 in mid-October, right? Well, if you had this 800 guest group that wanted to sail in Alaska in 2027, we can actually provide a contract for a sailing that has not been open to the public yet. So that's a really big advantage when you're working with a large group like this. We can really do some special things, and that's one of them, is that we can actually get that contract prepared and put in place before we even open the itinerary for availability. You can customize really what your clients need in that quote. You can put several types of inventory across suites, triples, and quads. So you can really customize that. You can add amenities that will make it more enticing for them. Whether it be discounted boom packages or beverage packages, cocktail parties and things like that. So all of that can be kind of customized within the group. And we do offer more amenity points when you have one of those larger groups. So short cruises, it's 4 amenity points and then 6 for 7 nights or longer. All right. And then lastly, we're almost in the home stretch here, and I know Joanna's going to be knocking on my door in a moment, but I'm going to get through it. All right. So how do we find the best fit for your clients? The ship, right? Want to find out the ship that's best for your group. Does it offer group space? Does it offer space and venues that your group needs? What about the length of sailing? Do they only want that short 3 to 4, 3 to 5 night sailing? Do they need a longer itinerary and things like that? The longer the itinerary, the easier it may be to find not only a good amount of space, but a good amount of venue space as well. Of course, important, where do they want to sail to? What is that destination do they want to go to? Because there could be airfare and other costs involved, which may take it from being affordable to not affordable. So being able to customize it by destination is important. And then, of course, the time of the year, right? Because if you're traveling over holidays, summertime, spring break, those are peak dates that may take the group out of their price range. So being able to offer alternative dates in the shoulder seasons is really, really something that you will do as their advisor. All right. So let's talk about roles and responsibilities. You have a partner advocate. This group will service all of your groups. They provide support for changes, payments, naming, all of that. They may get a different person, but they kind of work together as a team. Then you have the shoreside group representative. They're basically responsible for your group as it is, and we break those out regionally. They provide support also for changes of name changes, payments, cabin assignments, and all of that. And then we have the shipboard event coordinator. So if you're having events on board the ship, we have a dedicated team that liaises directly with the appropriate teams on board so that we can meet the needs of your groups. And then every ship comes with a dedicated onboard group coordinator. So you will have a person that you can work with throughout the length of your sailing, and they act as your guide. They basically execute the program on board the ship. They provide welcome letters and what we call pre-con meetings, and these are meetings that we'll get together, like on day one, we'll get the group leader together and we'll talk through their program and make sure that the ship understands exactly what they need. Basically the group leader, the onboard group coordinator will meet with the group leader about 30 minutes prior to every event to make sure that it's set up properly and so on. So you have a whole team that's really specializing in different areas and different aspects of your group to ensure that it goes without a hitch. Okay. Probably the quickest, easiest way to book a group is right through Espresso on cruisingpower.com. You can create group shells, you can create bookings within a group, you can transfer bookings into a group, and we just make it really, really easy for you. If you're old school like me and you like to talk to a person and you like to get that feedback going back and forth, you can certainly call our group team right there, the 800 number, and you can see the hours of operation from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then on the weekends open from 9 to 6. So we're available 24/7 through Espresso, but really however you are most comfortable reaching out and connecting to us, that's how we want you to do it. And I'm back to that resources area, right? Loyal to Always, we have a dedicated group section in loyaltoalways.com, as do we in Cruising Power, booking tools, and group resource checklist, all of that. And then of course, group training modules on Royal Caribbean University. Now, I'd be remiss, and Vicky might fire me if I didn't share this last slide, but truly it is the most important, because a couple slides ago I showed you that, you know, there are teams and groups that help you and support you in all aspects of your group. It really starts right here. So you're thinking about a group, you're thinking about opportunities. Every single one on this call has a dedicated strategic account manager that lives in your local destination, in your local city, state. We have a strategic account manager. They are your first point of contact. And then my team here in Miami, business development specialist team, they are paired with a strategic account manager or two, and they work directly with you. So you have a team that can help you kind of conceptualize, idealize different group opportunities, different ways that you can build your group business, or any aspect of your business for that matter. So reach out to them. You can find them on cruisingpower.com. When you go to contact us, you'll see their beautiful faces right there with all of the contact information. Same goes for loyaltyalways.com. If you go there, you will also be able to find out who your strategic account and business development specialist is. And with that, Johanna, I know that you were nervous, but I did it. So I'm going to turn it back over to you.
No, you did great, Anthony, and I want to just pass along all the compliments you've been getting, all the hearts and claps and thumbs up. So definitely a lot of good information, especially around groups. A lot of the questions we're getting are very specific questions to certain bookings or packages. So I'm going to send these questions to you directly, Anthony, so your team can kind of discuss them internally and answer all of our advisors directly, so that they can get that specialized support that you guys are so good at giving our advisors. So thank you for that. But just to kind of summarize, or maybe kick off our Q&A question with the few minutes we have left here, with everything that Royal is pushing out now, all the new ships like Icon and Star of the Seas and all of the new packages and promotions, let's say we have a client who is very loyal to Royal, always goes on Royal, but they're a little hesitant to try the newer things because they're so used to the old way of doing things, right? As an advisor or as an expert, how would you, or what tips would you give our advisors to kind of ease that transition into something new with Royal that they might not be used to?
Well, I think we're all creatures of habit, right? And once we get into a groove, we don't want to get out of that groove. It feels good. It's kind of automatic. You know, and what I would stress to our partners is ask tons and tons of questions of your client, because naturally we're thinking, no, I know what I'm getting, I want what I want, and that's all I want. But if you're asking questions and you continue to know about, you know, their family and different stages in their life, and I was working with a travel partner just the other day, and she shared with me that she was taking this cruise because she was celebrating 10 years cancer free. And I was like, you know, I guess I didn't even think of that. And so while that customer might have thought, you know, it's just another day for me, and yeah, I'm here and it's great, but to be able to bring that out and really kind of expose that milestone for what it is and how special it is, before you know it, she's got, you know, 4 or 5 cabins, and her whole family is like, well, I want to come and celebrate with you. And wait, if they're going, I'm going. So, you know, that is more on the experience side. And I think the same goes for our ships, because, you know, with Star of the Seas, a lot of times people will say, well, oh, those ships are way too big. I like the small intimacy of the other ships, of the more classic ships. And what I would say to that is, there's spatially speaking, there's more space on Star with less people than there are on one of our classic ships. And what do I mean by that? There's so many more venues that are now available to guests on board. So there's not going to be 2,000 people or 1,000 people or even 500 people going to one location. If they go see Back to the Future in the theater, okay, there may be 500 or 600 people there for that, right? But then they're going to go off to Lou's Jazz and Blues, and this is a jazz club that is on Central Park that seats about 40 to 50 people, and it's right on Central Park. The floor to ceiling glass that kind of accordion rolls open, and that beautiful jazz music just bleeds into Central Park. It's not crowded. It's kind of like that forgotten space on the ship. And it is the perfect place to just be intimate and quiet and listen to beautiful music. So I think you really have to paint the picture and what it means truly to that client, because people will always bring up the objection, and it's our job as we're crafting these memories for our customers. It's really our job to listen deeply to them and really serve up opportunities for them to experience something that they didn't even know they wanted to experience. So very, very long-winded answer. I'm sorry, but I'm passionate about it, and I hope that answered the question.
No, it did. And I hope our advisors started writing down how you were describing that experience, because it brought me back to walking through Central Park and just seeing it that way. So no, that's a great tip to give our advisors, Anthony, and I thank you. And we've been getting a bunch of questions about the bonus commission. So are we able to go back to that slide, Anthony?
I think we can.
And I do want to thank you for always participating in that and giving support to our advisors in that way, because who doesn't love an extra little commissionable treat, right?
You work hard for it, and yes, you've earned it. You deserve it.
All right. Okay. And for those advisors who have never redeemed a CLIA bonus commission, you sign on to your My CLIA dashboard, and there is a section that will shout out, don't leave money on the table, right? Because this is, you're already booking, you're already doing the hard work, and Royal Caribbean and all the other brands are awarding you for that, right? And so let's see, looks like they have multiple different options, but you will want to go there. And Anthony, if you want to just explain to them how they do the coupon redemption one more time for those who might have missed it.
Yep. So it's super easy. You go on to cruisingpower.com, go into coupon redemption. That's under booking tools. You go into coupon redemption. You'll put in the booking number, and then you'll select the CLIA bonus offer, and see this this code here, AGNCY or AGNT or AGT. You put that code in, you submit it electronically, and typically within 24 hours, you'll get an email saying thank you for submitting your coupon, and then you'll get an email back saying we've applied your coupon to the booking. And probably the biggest feedback that I get, or when someone emails me and says, hey, I thought I did this, but I don't see it. Remember, these particular coupons are one-time use only. So if you're trying to apply them to multiple bookings, they will come back in error. So apply it one time for each different denomination, 50 or 25, and it's really, really easy. There's an email address on the coupon as well, so if you run into problems, you can email membersupport@rccl.com, and that comes to my team, and we will work with you directly if there's an issue with the coupon, or sometimes that happens. We'll work directly with our coupon team and make sure that gets added on right away.
And I do want to let everyone know that Royal has indicated, right, what type of sailings are redeemable. And thank you, Anthony, for doing includes future years, right? So as long as you book between that window for future years as well. So that's 2026, and crazy that you mentioned 2027 to think we're almost there. Yes, their bonus commissions are good for that. And for those of you who are asking, when should we redeem this? We are redeeming Royals prior to sailing at Cruising Power. And Anthony, can you just give us one more detail about that? Yes, we're going to redeem it prior to sailing, but is it right after booking or after final payment?
So it's typically paid out with regular commission. So if you've already received your commission and then you apply it, it will get processed and issued through pay mode in that next cycle.
Okay. So they can do
So
it either right after booking or after final payment?
yeah,
When they
if they
can
do it,
redeem it?
so as long as they do it prior to sailing, it will process and it will get redeemed. Again, if you know you have the coupon right away and you want to put it on there at the time of booking, you absolutely should. Don't wait, because then you're going to forget. But even if you forget, it's okay, because if you still have other bookings that you're going to make throughout the year. So if you say, well, gosh, I wanted to apply it to this booking, but it's just sailed, no problem. We're in March. You have 8 months left to make a booking that sails at some point in the future. You can always apply it to that next future booking.
Wonderful. And I'm sure you will see a lot of redemptions coming in. And I just hope that you all take advantage of all the information that Anthony is sharing with us today. And finally, just to wrap up here, Anthony, if you want to give any last minute tips or thoughts or just encouragement to our advisors, the floor is yours.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And first of all, we would not be where we are as a company without our travel partners that are on this call. So I thank you from the bottom of our heart for all of the support that you provide us. We will continue to provide the very best, most innovative product. Our people on board the ships will deliver to your clients, and they will be coming back for more. Your clients will absolutely be coming back for more, because they're going to come to you and say, wow, we had the best vacation. That's our hope and dream. Allow us to work together so that we can continue to do that. Reach out to your strategic account manager and your business development specialist, because that, if you haven't met them yet, they are the beginning of a long, fruitful journey with selling our brand.
Wonderful. And Anthony, thank you so much again for spending an hour with us in your busy, busy afternoon. We hope everyone has a great weekend, and we will see you all on the next one.
Thank you all.